Good evening, Mr. Bond. In tonight's wine review, we have a very special wine. This is from Jim Barry. And this is the first wine of Jim Barry wines that I've ever reviewed. And in fact, it's the first one I've ever tasted from Jim Barry wines. And this is the McRae Wood Shiraz, 2013 vintage. Pretty special by all accounts. So let's see what we have. So let's start with Jim Barry wines. What makes them special? Now, for an awful lot of people, there's a whole load of growers in Australia, but Jim Barry Wines has been a family-owned vineyard for many, many years now, and they're in the Clare Valley. It's a very, very specialist area for growing, specifically the Riesling grape, and also for growing Shiraz. Now, what makes this very, very special is in 1964, I think it was, Jim Barry and his wife, they purchased 70 acres of land from the McRae family. And they planted their first Shiraz. And that's the little bit of history from this particular wine. It's very, very individual soil that works especially well with the Shiraz grape. You have an awful lot of clay going on in this soil. And this particular wine enjoys a whole selection of very, very individual fermentation processes. Basically, it's hand harvested, it's looked after very, very well, it's fermented and it has malolactic fermentation and it sits in an oak cask and all of these typical things that go on. But what happens is in that fermentation is that it's pressed down and the skins are pressed and then the juice is allowed to flow over them and then it's pressed down again, and this is called the cap, and it's moved up and down and up and down, and all of the flavors just integrate and they come together and they supposedly, I don't know, I haven't tasted this wine yet, produce a wine of outstanding quality and flavor. So the 2014 has just won a massive award, but the 2013 is often overlooked because it is just as good in terms of quality and flavour, supposedly. So let's have a look at this and see what we think. So you've got subtle hints. You've got blackberry, you've got blueberry, you've got, I mean, this is in a big glass. You've got violets kicking through. Look at the colour there. Really purpley and very, very opaque. Little hint of vanilla, just from the oak cask. Because it is aged for 12 months in oak. Now I'm expecting big things with this wine. As I say, haven't tried it before. Really, really looking forward to it. It's been sold to me with aplomb from an awful lot of people that you have to carry Jim Barry wines. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is a cheeky little number. It's hugely concentrated. Depth of flavour that comes through. Really, really intense, gentle, soft spice and characteristics. The blueberries, the blackberries, they all sort of sing together in a beautiful cacophony of song that comes through with just soft, gentle oak, silky, rich, delightful tannins. This is a delightful wine. It's absolutely fabulous. It's the sort of thing you can give it to anyone. It's not the cheapest wine in the world, but it's regarded as the little brother of the Armagh, which is a top selling wine. This is 30 odd pound a bottle, but in any restaurant, this is going to be £100 a bottle. The Armagh is well over £100 a bottle. So this is like as I say, the baby brother of that wine. And you can see why, because it's sophisticated, it's elegant, it's opulent. It's a beautiful, beautiful wine. I'm going to highly recommend this. Okay, it's a little bit pricey, but it's in my special case for this particular month. We have run out of the 2014, but the 2013 is just as good. 2014 will be back in stock in December, but rush and get yourself some of the 2013 while we still have some of that as well. Cheers.